Hey guys, Max here. I hope you're doing well. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can find leads for free on Crunchbase by using obviously Crunchbase, Clay, and also Apollo. So I was about to do like a video for my team to do it, and I was like, let me just do a YouTube video and show you guys how it works. And like obviously, if you already have like the paid plan of Crunchbase, you can already scrape leads and do all that good stuff. The only thing I think with the first option of the pay plan, you're limited to like 5,000 contacts or companies. I'm not sure per month. So there's some limitations there. And with this strategy, you don't have any limitations. The only thing is that it can be time consuming. So that's why I was explaining that I was about to do this video for my team. So just look at this tutorial and then do it on your own and then build an SOP for your team to then be able to do it. So if you're targeting tech companies, this is really good for you. I'm going to show you how you get the companies, then you put them in Clay, and then you can use Apollo then with the domains to find the contacts. And it's free. So how it works, you go on Crunchbase and you get the free trial. So you have 7 days to do it. You put your credit card, you do everything, and then just before the free trial ends, you cancel the plan. So that's how it works. And every time you want to scrape new leads, you just go on and do the same process here. So I'm going to show you. So I'm in Crunchbase right now. Put my credit card information, all of that stuff. I'm on the free trial. And the first thing you want to do, because we're going to scrape companies, that's how it works. And the first thing we want to do is do the targeting, right? So it's going to depend based on what you're looking for. But I'm just going to do a broad search here for, I'm going to put United States right here. So let's do United States and let's do SaaS companies. I know a lot of you guys might be targeting SaaS, so let's do SaaS. So we're gonna go in SaaS companies, and then let's do here 11 to 1,000 employees. Let's say. Okay, so we have a good amount of companies, and then there's a lot of things you can do. This is really up to you based on your specific ICP who are you trying to target. Like let's say here you can see are those people actively hiring. There's a lot of stuff you can do. You can even go into like revenue, funding, stuff like that. I would say like sometimes the revenue, I think it's more accurate on Crunchbase than Apollo, that's for sure. But sometimes revenue are not always accurate. That's what I would something I would have to add on this. And then here you have a lot of things you can play with, but I'm just going to do a broad search here to show you guys as an example. So how it works, essentially, you want to create lists, and on Crunchbase, when you build one list, like when you build a list, there's a maximum of 1,000 companies you can put in there. So what you want to do, you want to create different lists of 1,000 companies, and then we're gonna essentially export those lists to then use the domains to then find the contacts in Apollo. So how it works, essentially, you come here, you do this, and then you do save to list, and then we're going to create a new list. We're just going to write new list example. You can write whatever you want. So I'm going to hit create, and then the list going to be here. Let's just get back in the search. So we got our first company. So let's go on the other one and we just continue to do this, right? So I'm just going to add them here. Next, and then let me see. Okay, so here then we continue, save to list, new list example. All right, next. So I'm not going to do all of them. I'm just going to do a couple ones to show you guys. But then that's the process. So save to list, whatever. And then when you're up to 1,000, what you want to do, you want to go here in lists, and you want to exclude the companies that you already scraped. So you're going to do this. So you're going to click on new list example, and then you're going to have all the other companies that you haven't scraped yet. All right. So now we have a list. So let's just take that list. We're going to include here our list that we have. So we have 250 companies. So that's not going to be a lot of contacts, but I just want you guys to. All right. Sorry, guys. My my loom just stopped for some reason. But as I was saying, here I'm not going to do the whole process. I just want to show you guys with a couple of companies. So what we just did, I put the list here to include, and then I'm going to scrape those leads. The next thing you want to make sure is that you have the right view here, because you need some data here to then find the leads. And also in the personalization process, if you're doing personalization in Clay, you want, obviously you want the name, location, regions can be interesting too. You want description if you're doing personalization, really important. And you also want full description here. You can add like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is, if that's valuable to you. And the most important is the website. You absolutely need the website. You also want the number of employees. That's good. This is not really needed. And this is pretty much it. You can just copy this and then use this. So you apply the changes, make sure you have all the information you need for your campaigns. You can add a lot of stuff. There's a lot of other things about like funding, all that stuff. I'm not using it, so I'm not going to scrape it, but you can do it on your own if you want. So once we have this, the problem with Crunchbase, even if you're on the free trial, you can't like export a lot of leads. So I think there's a so you need to upgrade to Crunchbase Pro. So essentially, it just doesn't work. So you need to use the instant data scraper tool, which I'm pretty sure I did. I talked about it in a video, and so this is how it works. So you just essentially you need this red square over the table here, and then you're going to locate the next button. So for me, it's already done because I did it in the past. So it's right here. And then what you do, you just click on start crawling, and then it's going to scrape all the leads that you have essentially. So here it's done. So we have the list. So we're just going to upload this as a CSV. All right, so we have the list now, and I'm in Clay. I just created a new table. We're using Clay every time we like import, export lists. It's just way easier because we have everything at the same place, because we're also doing personalization in there and stuff like that. So we just like to keep everything in Clay, but just know that you can probably do this process on Google Sheets as well. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add data. We're gonna import our CSV here. So we have some pictures here. Let me just see, where is that CSV? All right, it's here, Crunchbase. So it's gonna upload. I'm just gonna wait for that. All right, so we're gonna do replace current table, and we're gonna add this directly in Clay. And then we're gonna need the domains to then find people in Apollo. That's how it works, essentially. All right, so we got all the leads here. So, all right, so we got a lot of stuff. Also, Crunchbase gives a lot of like industries, so you might want to like filter those after. You want to keep like the first one. The first one is always the best. But yeah, so and you can also like change the names here, because with the instant data scraper, this doesn't like give the right names, so you can just change that. But I'm just going to show you how it works. So we have the company name. So now we want the website. So let me see, where are the websites here? Where are the websites? All right, they're here. So we want company domain. Okay, so just gonna put it just right here, just so it's easier for us. So then what you want to do, you want to make sure, like, let's see if we're missing any domain. Sometimes like we're missing data. So we just want to see, okay, so company domain is empty. Are we missing any domain? So we're not, but there's actually a tip for you to find domains if you're missing domains. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to do an example. So let's just delete that. Delete it here. Let's say we just add a column, okay, and we're missing a domain, okay. I'm going to show you. So let's do let's say we have Apple, right? Okay, and we're missing the domain. I'm just going to put it back here. Sorry. All right. So we have Apple. We're missing the domain. So what you want to do when this happens, obviously you filter on the column, and then you do is empty. So you're going to see which company you're missing the domain. And then what you want to do, you want to add an enrichment here. So add enrichment, and you're gonna write. Just want to make sure I have the right thing. Yeah. So you're gonna write find company name, find domain from company name. Then you're gonna click here, and based on the company name. So you just need to write. So it's company name here, and then you're gonna continue here, and you want domain. So you're gonna run it for. There's basically one row, so I'm just gonna run it for that for this one, and then we'll have the enrichment, and then you can take those things and also like bring them back. Let me just. All right, I'm just gonna bring this back there. That's what I said about when like you should always like clean that stuff up because it's pretty messy with the instant data scraper. So that's something you want to do as well. So let's see. All right. So all right. So we got the domain here, and essentially what you want to do, you just want to copy all the domains you have here into the right row, right? Because this is the row that we're going to use to then find the contacts. So then once that's done, that's just a bonus tip. If you have all the domains already, there's like it's chill, everything's chill. So then what you do, you do this, and then you want to basically take all the domains that you have here. Let's take Apple, whatever. So then you copy them, and then you go in Apollo, and this is where you're gonna find the contacts. So you go here, company, and then you go in include, and then you're gonna paste all the domains you have, and then you're gonna do save and search. And then as you can see, you will have all the contacts here from those companies. So then it's up to you to add your specific targeting. So if there's specific job titles, and you should, by the way, you should, like don't hit all of those contacts. It's just not going to work. So you should uh, choose the right job titles for the specific messaging you're using. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So job titles, and then you can just build your classic targeting on Apollo. And then once you have all the contacts, I use a tool called Magically Genius for it's an Apollo scraper. So what you do, you just take the link. It's really convenient. I have no idea who these guys are, but it's pretty convenient. And so you just paste your link there, and then you choose the number of leads you have. So let's say we have 3,000, we have like, let's say 10,000, whatever. It's going to cost you $50 to just scrape everything. So you don't need like an Apollo plan to scrape everything. And then you put your email address, and you're going to receive the list on your email address. So that's how it works. That's how you can scrape leads for free on Crunchbase. Well, obviously, there's a little cost here to scrape on Apollo, but you can get all the companies you need on Crunchbase, and then you can run this to then find the contacts on Apollo. I also believe you can find contacts directly in Clay. So I could do that. I could do another video on that in the future, but that's a process we use. And yeah, I hope this was valuable, and we'll see each other in the next video. Bye bye.